facilities, parks, rights of ways, and other city properties to a city council, and to prohibit the naming of such properties after elected officials or relatives of elected officials during the lifetime of the elected officials, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing penalties for violation hereof, providing for inclusion in code, providing for a severability clause, and providing for an effective date.
President. And I know the media's been getting around this and trying to make it into something we that it's not, but 4 years now, I've been hearing, and I've been watching actually shows on TV in other cities about why our names of buildings, public places, are named after elected officials who are in office or soon after they're gone. Some of the arguments have been, well, you know, I did this, I did that, and the citizens haven't bought that, and rightfully so. And because I think as elected officials, we're here to do the service. If that service is to go up to Tallahassee to get money, well, that's what you're here for. If it's here in local government, is to improve the quality of life, to run all those departments, fund those departments, and give the best service possible. Many years ago, where it used to be is you would have to, once you passed away, then you know, people remember you that far out. And if that you were worthy, then they would name a building after you. And again, I've heard this from the public over and over again, not only in the city, in other places. And so that's why I'm bringing this up in front of you, to see if we can stop this practice. And in the future, you know, no building is named after elected officials or family members. Again, you know, I'm sure everybody here, I don't have any illusions to want a building named after me or my mother or my sister or anybody else. Well, I don't have a sister, but, you know. My mother, my brother, you know. But I think that it's something I'm going to really ask for your support, because I think the citizens have spoken very clearly. And again, this is not nothing, and the media's made it, it has nothing to do with elections or anything. It's something that, this thing was being written months ago. Because again, this is something that has been media, it's been everywhere. You see it everywhere, not only here, you see it in other places where you have actually elected officials that are still in office. And having streets named after them, parks named after them, we're public servants. And I think if you're going to name a building or something, let's find real heroes. We had Veterans Day yesterday there, and Anthony Watson Street was there. And I think those are the kind of people that we need to name buildings after, and those are the kind of people we need to name streets after. So, ask for your support on this reading here, and I thank you so very much.
Motion approved.
Through the chair.
Ladies first.
Absolutely.
Councilwoman Casal-Munoz.
I want to thank you for bringing this up. I sat in the Historical Preservation Board, which I was shocked to know that the city had one years back, and I only sat there for one day, and I brought in two things. One was to try to restore some of the old homes, and the other one was not to name any buildings or anybody who was alive. You went a step further and added something else, which I think is a great idea. But I have never agreed on naming anything of anybody, or after anybody who is alive. Because you only have to be alive to do something incorrect, and then we would have to go above and beyond to remove that honor. And I think that's something that we don't need to go through. And I thank you for this. When I saw this up and I brought it to the past administration, and they said, you know, you're doing that because it's something personal of yours. It is something personal of mine, because I think that people that are gone are the ones that have shown what they've done. We have so much more to show, good and bad, that we could do while we're alive. So I really thank you for this. I think it's a great, and there's a first and a second, and I would just do third and fourth. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was just going to say that you have always been very outspoken about this, so that those council members up here that definitely had expressed their opinion about this before. But I think that it is our position, elected officials in the public life that we're in, that this is our job. This is what we do. There's no reason to. Yeah, what we chose to do, and people gave us the vote and gave us the validity to be up here. So there's nothing out of the ordinary for what we're supposed to do. I don't mayor, don't name anything after me. This is the function that we chose to be, and the people granted us that honor. But historically, if you look back, it's been people in the past who, even after they have retired, that they have contributed so much to their community, even their wealth and their time, to make their community better, and that's what we have honored. We have honored them after what they have done beyond the public life that we have elected to do, and that's what deserves the honor. So therefore, I totally agree, Mayor, and I think it's the right thing to do, and I know you were the number one proponent of this, so.
Very happy that you brought this up.
Full support.
From the council? I just have to say that I'm not going to repeat what I told Rene Pedroso because he was laughing before. But I think it's a very serious comment, and I think that what I said to Rene was this. I said, when popes are going to be sanctified, usually they have to decease before. So the situation here is that in order for anyone to complete a legacy in their lifetime, it has to be at the end of their lifetime. And I think it's the most proper. This is not something that came up in the election, because this is something that we've been talking about for a couple of years now. It's not something we've thrown around, and Councilwoman and many of us have talked about it. It should be at the end of someone's life when you have contributed and you have done whatever good you have done for your community. And I just think it's inappropriate. And just like Councilman Gonzalez said before, the reason why we're in these positions is because we like what we do, not because we need to be recognized for it. And Mayor, you know, thank you. Thank you for clarifying this today, and let's do it. There's a motion?
There's a motion.
There's a second? I'm not going to repeat which one it is. There's a motion from who? Councilwoman, did you want to say something? Carol, do you have something to say?
Yes, I would like to add that we have a place, a park, named after someone who is alive, and he dishonored his performance. We should replace the name, maybe for the funeral parlor or something else.
Okay, that was more than I expected from you, but thank you very much. There's a motion and a second. That wasn't the intent of this ordinance, though. The intent of this is to go ahead and clarify for the future.
I would like to say something too, please. I would like to say that I'm very glad that this is happening. So, because I get a lot of comments all the time for the elderly that I work with, that they are, even though they are elderly, they don't really like the idea. So I think, you know, today has been a very good day because they all know about the agenda and whatever. So I'm very glad, you know, that tomorrow I will say that their voice has been heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a motion.
Yes. Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. Carabel?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Garcia Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Casal Munoz?
Yes,
Ms. Fuente?
absolutely.
Motion carries. The item is approved. Next hearing is set for November 26, 2013.